In this episode, I'm going to give my thoughts on and discuss a really interesting post I found over on the official Atlas Earth Reddit a couple days ago. The title of it was, "No, I'm not enjoying Atlas Earth." So if this sounds interesting to you, please stand by. Hey, all you Atlas Earthlings. Once again, this is Bronze Dragon coming at you saying, thanks for dropping by. As always, I do appreciate the time you spend with me. Please leave a like on the video if you like this kind of content, and consider subscribing if you're not already. If you are, thanks. Okay, let's dive in. What are we talking about in this episode? I found a really interesting thread on Reddit. I read it today, but it was posted a couple days ago. So let's jump in. Okay, we're over here on the Reddit, and I'm not going to include the person's name because he is a relatively active player on and commenter on the official Discord. But the purpose of this video was not really to call him out or anything. The purpose was I found the topic interesting because there's several different things here I want to discuss. Okay, so he is commenting on the pop-up from the game, asking, are you enjoying the game? Asking you, we've all seen him asking you to rate the game for the App Store. So his answer was, no, I'm not enjoying Atlas Earth. And I'm going to read exactly what he has to say, and then I'm going to come back and comment and fill in what I think about several different things. Where do I start? Surveys, mini games, there is so much I really want to get into. But at the end of the day, I do want to remind everybody that the owner of the game called it a demo app. I've seen a lot with AE. I've been playing since 6/19/2022, but I somehow feel I haven't seen enough. I know what it is. It's not supposed to make you rich, but I feel that it's not interactive enough. You figure after 3+ years of being a thing, it would be less confusing for new players, run smooth, and would have a lot of various ways of building up parcels and Atlas bucks. Getting the coming soon treatment and having things teased at a community isn't that fun. Out of the 9 bullet points on the 2025 roadmap, 3 of them have been delivered. These 3 are only things that do involve Atlas Earth making more income, which is fine. I know it's a business that needs to make money, but we are over halfway through the year, and it's the same boring Reddit contests, broken ads, broken minigames, broken announcements, and all-around boredom. But I'm probably asking too much. Don't mind me. I do pay $60 a month for the app. So I'm discouraged by the app. So the hell what? Skill issue nerd. I don't really understand that. Put a suggestion in, report bugs and bad ads. Done that over and over. I know I'm past burnout, but I guess I'll just wait for whatever I think I'm waiting for. Fully ready to be downvoted in the answers and comments. Have a good day. Okay, well, let's start at the beginning. First of all, it sounds like this player is burnt out, and he admits it, right? I wanted to address this situation. This game takes a fair amount of time and I don't want to say concentration, but a fair amount of attention on a daily basis to keep your ads up, to keep boosted, and to remember, we were talking about this over on the Discord, to remember to go ahead and do your claims on a morning basis, to remember to do your spins on a daily basis. So there's a lot of things that you have to pay attention to, and largely that is what the company is paying us for, is our attention to the advertising, right? So I'll just go into it, and it sounds like this person is suffering from burnout. So, and I can commiserate. I have not been playing as long as this person. I've been only playing for about 14 to 15 months now, not nearly as long. But I can feel the drag on a daily basis, where I kind of feel, well, and then it revealed something to me, that you get into this game, and then you start to feel the burnout of it coming on, and then you're thinking, well, I can't let it down. I can't let it down. I put so much time and effort, and some people put money into the game. I don't necessarily buy parcels outright or pay for the Explorer Club, and I do make a decent little profit on a monthly basis, but there's a large expenditure of time there, right? And you get to the point where, I feel that I can't let it go because I put so much time into it. You could theoretically just put it down for a month or something or other and come back to it. During that month, you wouldn't be making very much because you wouldn't be boosted, and you wouldn't boost during the prime money making opportunity, which is your super rent boost, right? So, I can understand, and I fully see where this person is coming from as far as that goes. Now, they state it's not a get rich quick scheme. There's a lot of people that will call this app out and say, oh, it's a scam or whatever, and this happens frequently, in my comment section. It's not a scam just because it's not a get rich quick scheme. Okay. It was never advertised like that. This was just always advertised as money on the side, or other people, Pharaoh Silver calls it beer money, whatever you may call it. It's a little bit of extra cash. It does take time to watch the ads and stuff and progress through everything. But you do get a little bit extra money, and that money starts out very small at the beginning. You pay attention to it and keep up with the game, it gets larger and larger over time. Like I said, I've been playing for about 14 to 15 months now. I'm making about $45 a month. That'll just give you some kind of idea. But his overall point was, I think, and call me out if you're the poster and I'm saying something, putting words into your mouth, is this person thinks that the game is not interactive enough. Okay. I will say, and their point about it being relatively confusing for new players, and the game, I don't want to say buggy, but I do want to say that from a development standpoint, it seems like that the game is a bunch of subsystems glued together in the back end. They have admitted it that the game was. The game has been wildly more popular than they thought at the beginning. So what they may have developed is kind of an experiment, or to see how it goes. Maybe it's just been going longer than it should have, and that is probably one of the big reasons why they're redoing the art and or the UI, and probably in the same steps also redoing a lot of the back end, which would help with a lot of the bugginess and overlay issues and things like that. I don't agree with his point on there not being lots of ways to earn AB and build up your and earn more parcels. Basically, I will say that from his point of view, he played from 2022 until I would say whenever I first started in early 2024. I was in kind of at the cusp when things just started to get really active, and a lot of upgrades started happening in the game. So I will say that there are a fair amount of ways to make Atlas bucks. If you just go through the list and you play mini games, if you're into those, you can play the arcade, you can do the travel program, you can do the AMP program. You can do surveys. So all of these are kind of what makes it an earning platform versus technically a game in my mind. But there still are a fair amount of ways to earn Atlas bucks, to turn around and earn parcels. A lot more than when the game first started out, when it was just watch ads. It was watch ads as many times as you can, which turned into watch ads every 20 minutes, and then these other things just started getting added over time. And most of these other subsystems are run by other companies. Okay. So is it perfect? By far, no. Does it take a lot of interactive use? I would say yes, because there's a lot of probably the most activity I have on my phone on a daily basis is with the Atlas Earth app, whatever it happens to be that I'm doing, right? Now, as far as it being complicated for new users, that's the reason why I created this channel started covering Atlas Earth on my channel, right? Because I jumped in and there was a lot of stuff up front that just wasn't, it just wasn't logical, or no, I don't want to say logical. It just wasn't upfront with new users and easy to understand. I'll give you one big example: the whole tier jumping system, or tier system. Okay, we were talking about this over on Discord as well. The game was designed with various tiers, and the tiers differ by each country you play in, and all these tiers can be found on the Atlas Earth support website, and it gives your payout, how many parcels in between, that you have to accumulate before you hit the top of your tier. And then when you go over, if you happen to go over, then you're actually making less money than what it would be if you stayed at the top of that last tier. Okay. And that brings on the conversation of the whole tier jumping conversation, where people stay at the top of a tier, save up money to buy enough parcels to hit that break even point at least, or the next tier. So you bypass that whole loss of money there. Okay. So the conversation that I was having, my point was that this indeed was devised when they figured out how they wanted the payouts for the game to work. Okay, to us, when we break tier, it's only a matter of few cents on a daily basis. But if you extrapolate that and compound that out on thousands and thousands of players, when they break tiers, that's a nice chunk of money the company is saving when we actually break tier. Okay, now why am I talking about this? This is one of the tricky parts that I didn't understand when I first started playing the game, and this is one of the first few topics I covered when I learned about it and started making videos. Okay, so I don't believe that they were intentionally trying to trick people, but it was the design of the game and the payout system that they devised, and it worked to pay us out. But it also, if we didn't use that tier system exactly right, it would also at certain points give the company money back. Okay, now that's where it comes in for new players to study or do a little bit of homework on how things actually work. But it usually does not occur to new players until they actually break tier and then figure out, hey, I'm not making as much money as I was yesterday. Okay, that kind of goes into my feelings on his comment there. The next thing he covers is the coming soon treatment and them not fulfilling very many of their roadmap items for 2025. Now, we went through a lot of change, and you got to keep in mind here that this is a relatively small development team. Okay, so I'll say one thing up front. The roadmap is very tempting. I covered the roadmap. There was a lot of juicy items in it, a lot of things that everybody was looking forward to, myself included, right? But these roadmaps, a lot of times, certain things get pushed off, certain deprioritized, and other things come to the forefront. So I'll admit, we haven't seen a lot of that roadmap come to fruition. I'll give you an example. I'm really looking for this AMP program to be fixed, okay, or updated, and whatever they have planned for it, right? I'm also looking, obviously, a lot of people are looking for the landmarks and the auction system to go into place. And there are a lot of other things. A lot of people are looking forward to the referral system, which would help the game a lot. I mean, I am still using my old referral code, and if you still have an old referral code, it will work. The links won't, but the referral code will work. And I know I brought in a lot of people to the game, and if that was available to everybody to use, I don't see why the company would not prioritize this to get that system reworked and back into place. But once again, we haven't heard anything about what's on the roadmap anymore. Okay, we got a AMA a few weeks ago, and he talked about a few of the items, but there's a lot of the stuff that was on the roadmap that was not talked about. Okay, and apparently some stuff fell off, and they're not going to work on it. I understand that from a business perspective, but we're just not getting a whole lot of news. Now, I will give a pat on the back to Annalise. We went through a time period where Manning left, and then before Annalise started here this last month, in bringing out news to us and being the interface between the community and the team, right? She's done a bang-up job to start putting out more information, but there's a lot of information we're just not getting. Like, we're not hearing anymore. I had to specifically ask her what countries are coming online. There's no specific order anymore, and there isn't really anything put out as far as these new things that he mentioned specifically that may have dropped off the roadmap, got deprioritized, whatever. So I agree with this statement there. I am looking forward to hopefully the last half of the year, some of this stuff starts coming into fruition. They probably deprioritized several of those things and started working on the feed. I don't know why. I like the idea of the feed, but this other stuff seems like it would help out the company more. The feed seems like it's a great marketing type opportunity for the company, but it seems like the AMP program getting fixed and the referral program getting fixed would help out the company more. Give me your thoughts in the comments section on that. And finally, his point about reporting things that are broken. Now, I will say that I've had it seems like there's a lot of ads that are broken, like he said, and it seems like reporting those ads do no good. Okay, I'll just put that there. Okay, that's the only avenue we have. We obviously know that the ads are run by a third-party service, not controlled by Atlas Earth. And the last I heard, they got a relatively long contract with them, so we're kind of stuck with them, I guess. So all we can do is keep reporting and hope that they do start paying attention. I have no idea. Now, I will say that the recent support changes, I'm looking on favorably because I just had to put in a ticket for a game and it was answered within 2 business days. So I'll just wrap up here. It just sounds, like I said at the top, it just sounds like this person is just burnout, is looking for that magic pill that will re-energize his Atlas Earth play, and I don't think we're going to get it anytime soon, right? I think that in the later half of the year we will probably get the UI update they were talking about. The game will look different. Hopefully with that, the new they'll probably work on the back end as well. Hopefully that will resolve a lot of the bugs and the overlay issues and things like that. I still think, and I haven't heard this from anybody, I still think that part of the rework is to clean the game up, make it run on phones a lot better. So I think that when you get to this point in a game, you just need to take a break. Okay, I know it's hard to pull away from a game whenever you've got so much time, and in this case, they are an Explorer Club member, so that's an extra $50 a month. But maybe take a month off. I know it's hard in the back of your brain saying, oh, I'm losing this money, but it just sounds like you need a breather. And I would advise anybody, and that's not just for Atlas Earth, right? That's for any game. Sometimes you can overplay a game and you just get burnt out on it. So, well, let me know what you think of this conversation in the comments. And if you're interested, you can go over to the Reddit and read through this thread. It's a big, long thread. I didn't want to go through it. I read it all personally, but I didn't want to do it on this video. It would make it much too long. I will leave a link in the show notes of this video. And if you're watching and haven't started playing Atlas Earth, and if you do want to play a game that I'm having fun with, I think that the game's made good strides over the last year and made a lot of advancements. We're in I don't even know how many countries have went live so far in this last year, probably more than 12 or 13. They've made a lot of advancements. The game is, from my view, sitting in a good situation because the company would not be putting money into overhauling the game and making it better if it wasn't making them good money as far as profit goes. So, but let me know in the comment section what you think. And if you're new and want to start playing, I have a referral code in the show comments that you can use after you get your first free parcel in game. Use that code and you get 200 free Atlas bucks by your 11th parcel. I get 100 out of it as well. So it's a win-win situation there. This has been Bronze Dragon. I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy and staying in out of that heat. Boy, it's a doozy. I'll see you in Atlas Earth.